On October the 22nd, London 2005, a surveillance team surrounds 9 flats in Tulsa Hill. They have ascertained that there may be terrorists within the blocks of flats, including Osmar Hussein, an Ethiopian involved in a failed suicide bombing that had occurred the previous day. At 9:33, a Brazilian electrician called Jean-Charles de Menezes leaves the flat to mend a broken fire alarm in Kilburn. One of the surveillance officers, Frank, goes for a piss while Menezes is coming out, but spots him and suggests it's worth having a look. Other officers follow him as he walks to the bus stop, on the way reporting that he is possibly identical to Osmar Hussein. As Menezes boards the number 2 bus to Brixton Station, surveillance officer Ivor follows him on the bus. During the 8-minute bus ride, Ivor says the identification isn't positive, but he has Mongolian eyes. It should be noted that Mongolia is in the Far East, whereas Ethiopia is in Africa. Brazil is in South America. All 3 countries have been known to have countrymen that look completely different to each other. At 9:47, Ivor follows Jean as he gets off the bus and walks to Brixton Tube Station to find it closed. Jean boards another bus to Stockwell and Ivor hops in a car, relieved by Lawrence, who takes his place following Jean on the bus. At this point, the operation room, where Cressida Dick is in charge, asks for a percentage certainty in Jean being Osman. Surveillance officer James say the question is ridiculous, presumably because Osman Hussein looks nothing like Jean-Charles de Menezes. For our viewers out there who are blind, Osman Hussein is black and Jean-Charles de Menezes is white. At 10:01, Lawrence follows Jean off the bus to Stockwell Tube Station. Ivor goes into Stockwell ahead of Jean and hides in a shop. When Jean comes in, he picks up a Metro newspaper, swipes his Oyster card to pass the barrier, and walks slowly down the escalator. Meanwhile, Commander Dick, for some reason, orders firearms teams to stop Menezes. State Red is declared and firearms teams take over. 5 surveillance officers board the train with Menezes and sit or stand near him. As the armed officers reach the train, surveillance officer Ken points towards Jean. Ivor then moves to the door, yells "He's here" and points to the firearm officers. Then, according to Ivor, Jean reacts to the 3 armed policemen by advancing upon them. Ivor then pins him down into his seat, and the firearm officers shoot him 11 times in the head. They then drag away Ivor, as even though they have shot a man on his instructions, they have no idea who Ivor is. Contrary to police statements after the event, the police had never identified themselves as police while they're pursuing Jean-Charles de Menezes. Jean-Charles did not run away from the police, he never vaulted any ticket barriers, and his coat was not big and bulky to disguise a bomb, but a denim jacket. The police's attempt to discredit him as a person were also not true. He was working in the UK legally and he was never a rapist. A few months after these events, Commander Cressida Dick was appointed to Commissioner. She claims to this day that her surveillance team and herself acted commendably.